Human beings are social creatures. We are wired to connect, to form bonds, to build relationships that enrich our lives. When someone finds themselves completely alone, no real friendships, no deep connections, it's not just a passing phase. It's a signal, a warning sign that something fundamental is missing, because a person without friends isn't just lacking companionship, they are missing out on one of the most important aspects of human growth. Friendships aren't just about having someone to chat with over coffee. They shape us. They challenge us. They teach us who we are and who we could be. A life without friendships is a life without mirrors. No one to reflect back your strengths, your flaws, your blind spots. Without friendships, there is no external feedback loop, no accountability, and without that, personal growth slows down, or worse, it stops altogether. Some people will argue, I don't need friends, I'm independent. Independence is a virtue, but isolation is a curse. There is a massive difference between choosing solitude for self-reflection and being completely alone because no one wants to stay. If a woman finds herself without friends, it's worth asking, why? Is it truly by choice, or is there a pattern at play? Human beings are wired for connection. No one is meant to go through life entirely alone. Isolation isn't just about being physically alone. It's about feeling like you have no one to turn to, no one who truly understands you, and no one who will stand by you in moments of struggle. It's easy to think that being alone means being strong, that not needing anyone is a sign of independence, but real strength isn't about shutting people out. It's about having the courage to build meaningful relationships that bring out the best in you. When a person isolates themselves for too long, it becomes a cycle that's hard to break. The more distant they become, the harder it is to reconnect. Thoughts start to turn inward, doubts grow louder, and confidence begins to fade. Without support, small struggles feel overwhelming, and victories feel empty because there's no one to share them with. Even the strongest people need encouragement, guidance, and the kind of push that only true friendships provide. Isolation can distort reality. When there's no one around to challenge negative thinking, it's easy to fall into patterns of self-doubt, insecurity, and hopelessness. A person who keeps themselves apart from others may start to believe that they're not worthy of friendship, that people don't care, or that relationships will always bring disappointment. But these thoughts are not facts, they are barriers that need to be broken down. Life is not meant to be lived in solitude. No one succeeds alone. The most fulfilled people are not just strong within themselves, but they also know how to connect, how to trust, and how to be part of something greater than themselves. Building friendships takes effort, but the reward is worth it. A strong support system provides more than companionship. It offers wisdom, perspective, and the kind of encouragement that fuels real growth. Isolation is not the solution. The real challenge is to step out, take risks, and be open to the kind of connections that make life richer. Because in the end, success, happiness, and even survival depend on the ability to walk through life alongside others. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on who we become. Whether we realize it or not, friendships shape the way we think, the way we act, and the way we see the world. No one develops in isolation. Growth happens through interaction, through shared experiences, and through the push and pull of relationships that challenge and support us. A person's character is not built in a vacuum. It is shaped by the company they keep. A good friend is more than just someone to spend time with. A good friend holds you accountable, reminds you of your worth, and encourages you to be better than you were yesterday. They see your potential even when you don't. They celebrate your successes and challenge you when you stray from your path. Without these relationships, it's easy to become stagnant, trapped in the same habits and limited perspectives. Friendships introduce new ideas, different ways of thinking, and opportunities to grow in ways you never expected. But not all friendships are positive. The wrong people can drain your energy, encourage bad habits, and lead you away from your true potential. That's why it's important to choose friends who push you forward, not hold you back. A person who surrounds themselves with negativity will eventually adopt that same mindset. But someone who surrounds themselves with driven, kind, and ambitious individuals will naturally rise to that same level. Friendships teach responsibility, loyalty, and resilience. They show us how to compromise, how to handle conflict, and how to support others even when things get tough. Life will always have its challenges, and in those moments, the quality of your friendships will determine how well you handle them. Are your friends lifting you up, or are they pulling you down? Are they inspiring you, or are they keeping you stuck in the same place? Building strong friendships requires effort. It takes trust, vulnerability, and the willingness to be there for others just as you want them to be there for you. But the reward is worth it. Real friendships create a foundation for success, happiness, and personal growth. The kind of person you become is in many ways a reflection of the people you surround yourself with. Choose wisely, invest in meaningful relationships, and watch how your character transforms for the better. Independence is a powerful thing. It gives you confidence, self-reliance, and the ability to stand on your own 2 feet. Being able to take care of yourself, make your own decisions, and carve your own path in life is something to be proud of. But independence doesn't mean isolation. No one truly succeeds alone. Connection is just as essential as independence, and knowing how to balance both is the key to a fulfilling life. There's a difference between being independent and shutting people out. Some people wear their solitude like a badge of honor, believing that needing others is a sign of weakness. But the truth is, even the strongest individuals rely on others in some way. The greatest leaders, the most successful entrepreneurs, and the most fulfilled people all have something in common. They build and maintain meaningful relationships. They know that strength is not just about standing alone, it's about knowing when to lean on the right people. Connection provides something independence alone never can: perspective. When you're too deep in your own world, it's easy to get stuck in your thoughts, doubts, and fears. The people around you challenge you, inspire you, and remind you of things you might have forgotten about yourself. They help you grow in ways you can't achieve on your own. Life isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, and thriving comes from the relationships you build. Having a strong support system doesn't mean you're dependent. It means you're smart enough to recognize the value of connection. It means knowing that life is richer when you have people to share it with, to push you forward, and to remind you of your potential. The key is balance. Be independent, chase your dreams, stand firm in your values, and develop the strength to handle life's challenges. But don't ignore the importance of connection. Success feels empty if you have no one to celebrate it with. Struggles feel heavier when you have no one to lean on. No matter how strong or self-sufficient you are, life is always better when you have people to walk alongside you. The way you think, act, and respond to life shapes the kind of people you attract and the kind of people you push away. Negative patterns, whether in attitude, behavior, or mindset, create barriers that drive others away, often without you even realizing it. People don't distance themselves for no reason. They react to the energy you put out. If you constantly find yourself losing relationships, feeling isolated, or struggling to connect, it may be time to examine the patterns that could be keeping people at a distance. Negativity is contagious. When someone is always complaining, focusing on what's wrong, or carrying resentment, it creates an environment that others don't want to be around. No one wants to be drained by constant pessimism or drama. People naturally gravitate toward those who uplift, inspire, and bring value to their lives. If your energy is filled with bitterness, self-pity, or conflict, even the most well-meaning people will eventually step back to protect their own peace. Patterns of defensiveness and victimhood also push people away. If every conversation turns into an argument, if every disagreement is taken as a personal attack, or if blame is constantly placed on others, relationships suffer. True connection requires accountability, the ability to recognize when personal growth is needed. It takes humility to ask, am I the reason people are walking away? And even more courage to change. Self-sabotage is another silent destroyer of relationships. Sometimes people push others away before they can be hurt, afraid that if they let someone in, they'll be disappointed. They build walls instead of bridges, choosing isolation over vulnerability. But those walls don't just keep out pain, they keep out love, support, and the very connections that make life meaningful. And breaking negative patterns starts with self-awareness. It takes an honest look at habits, thoughts, and actions that may be repelling the very relationships you want. Change isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that the right people will want to stay. When you bring positivity, accountability, and self-improvement into your life, the right people won't just appear, they'll stay because they see the value in who you've become. Relationships don't just happen, they require effort, patience, and a willingness to invest in others. Whether it's friendships, family, or romantic connections, strong relationships are built, not given. Too often, people expect meaningful connections to come easily, but anything of value takes work. Just like success in any other area of life, relationships demand time, energy, and commitment. Many people assume that if a relationship requires effort, it isn't meant to be. But the truth is, anything worth having takes work. Great relationships don't come from convenience, they come from consistency. They are built through moments of understanding, compromise, and showing up when it matters. They require listening when it's hard, supporting even when you're tired, and choosing to stay connected even when life gets busy. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that relationships will take care of themselves, but neglect is the quickest way to lose something valuable. Just like a plant needs water to grow, relationships need attention to thrive. Ignoring someone, failing to communicate, or assuming they'll always be there can slowly break even the strongest bonds. People don't leave because of one big moment. They leave because of repeated moments where they felt unseen, unheard, or unappreciated. Effort doesn't mean sacrificing who you are. It means showing up with honesty, respect, and intention. It means being reliable, keeping your word, and making time for the people who matter. It means putting ego aside when conflict arises and choosing growth over pride. No relationship is perfect, but the strongest ones are built by those who refuse to give up when things get tough. Building relationships also means choosing the right people. Effort should be mutual. If you're the only one trying, it's not a relationship. It's a one-sided commitment. Surround yourself with people who also value connection, who reciprocate your energy, and who are willing to invest in you as much as you invest in them. Because in the end, the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. And the greatest relationships are not built overnight. They are built every single day through effort, respect, and a genuine desire to grow together.